Cyberplasm, how you doing?
Good.
Good.
Thank you.
All right. Well, so yeah, I just have some like pretty specific questions, I guess.
Yeah, it'll line up.
Cyberplasm, interview time. So yeah, I mean, I guess like I don't know. I think about you guys' music like really hard. I'm just like, man, this shit like really has a lot to it. And I guess like something I was thinking about is like, I feel like punk is like a pessimistic and also like an optimistic thing. And like I feel like that's why your guys' music is like you could call it like this is like just hella punk, right? And so like I guess like I don't know, like as far as you guys are inspired, like how much of it do you feel like you're reacting to like an existing world versus like you feel like you're creating something like else? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I love this question.
I was like, yo, I'm getting going really
yeah.
deep into it.
No, I love it.
Yeah.
I think, okay, so let me think for a second. It's basically that I'm, like, personally I've gone through a lot of really hard things and, like, had a lot of trauma. And I know, so, like, as a band, a lot of us collectively have had some things. And so there is, like, this tendency for me to be, like, my life isn't worthwhile. Like, I feel totally crazy insecure and, like, all these, like, really, really hard traumatic feelings. But then I was, like, as I, like, worked on it and, like, tried to, like, just work on empathy and like do all these things, I just realized that like I could like talk about how hard that stuff is, or like we could talk about how hard that stuff is, but at the same time it felt really good for me to be like, but also here's a way out sometimes, you know, like here's a way out of this mental prison, I guess you could say, that like makes you convinced that you're like not worthwhile. And like that's a really simple way of putting it, but it's like, you know, colonization, racism, sexism, transphobia, like all those things by this sick society tries to make you feel like you're not good enough, you know, and it's like those things are all real things, and it's like super important to address them, and then also hold space for being like, and that shit's bullshit, you know. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, you put it really well.
Oh, thank God.
I mean, like, that really, I feel like you hit that question like on the nail, like, I don't know, but do y'all have anything like that you would want to say? I don't know, about how you feel like, is the band like feel pessimistic and optimistic, that balance, I guess?
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I don't think I could really add to that really.
Silas pretty much nails it.
Right on.
Generally.
I mean, okay, yeah, no, that's totally like I feel that. Okay. Okay. I guess the next thing I was gonna ask about was like, I feel like when I see you guys, it feels like you guys are like all bringing like some like unrelated thing musically to like what's happening, but then it all kind of adds up and like creates something like new almost. So I guess like how much of the process is like you guys like bouncing ideas off each other, or like you just come in like, yo, I have like this thing, like I don't know, like your musical process, I guess.
I think it's like equal parts, both of those things.
Yeah.
Really.
Totally. And I feel like it's like we all know what the band should sound like, but we all have like a different like musical taste that like has a lot of crossover or whatever.
Yeah.
So I do feel like we can all write riffs or like think of a riff or think of like a bass line for like a techno song or whatever, and like we all know how to like finish it out because when we make a riff, we all know that it will work for the band in a way.
Yeah.
It's like we've tuned in to
and no one to know that it won't.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah.
Like knowing when to know when something won't work.
Yeah,
and being like
okay.
comfortable
Like, I don't know
expressing.
about that one.
Yeah.
I was gonna say we have really good. I feel like we have really good communication, so we're able to really talk about shit with each other. And if we don't like something, we say it. I feel like we say it in a way that where it's like not dissing the person, or it's just like we pretty upfront and also super compassionate with each other.
Like, does it fit the vision or not? Instead of like, am I good or bad?
Yeah.
Right.
Because my
Yeah.
riff sucked.
Yeah,
totally.
totally. Like,
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
It's kind of like it feels like collaboration.
We're not our riffs.
Damn. Getting to the core of it. Right?
Yeah. And also I think an important part of like why the way the music works is that we like always give ourselves like, if we need mental health breaks, we never are like, no, but we have to have ambition, we have to like drive ourselves. We're like, like if like Jerry's like, I am, or Tanner's like, I have to take the day off, I can't do practice. We're like, yeah, that's wrong. And we like really do that, and it's really nice because there's no pressure.
Communication.
We put good pressure on ourselves, but we don't like put bad pressure on ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck bad pressure.
Yeah, that's such a thing to balance too. It's like a band, like anything creative, I guess.
It's super hard.
Yeah, it's like
Your
you really
ego
have to
always
focus
is like,
on
no,
it.
you gotta do it, you gotta achieve,
Right,
and
right,
then you're
yeah.
like, I feel crazy, no, you know. So.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It is nice.
Brainwashed.
And part of the vision, I feel like the musical elements, like, was like Silas being like, I love rock and roll, I love techno. Like, how can we like make it like one with each other or whatever?
Yeah.
And that's where you kind of hear like, or that's the bulk of the unrelated stuff, and then everything else is like in between, like.
Yeah, like those
Yeah.
balls or whatever.
Yeah, I was a huge. I always really loved rock and roll and punk, but I was also a huge going out to San Francisco clubbing kid. So, yeah, that was like a big thing for me.
Yeah.
Definitely. That's so sick.
Yeah.
Damn. But yeah, no, like all this, like when I see you guys, like this makes sense. Like this, all I don't know. I don't know. Okay,
Thank you for
okay.
asking that.
Yeah, no. I mean, I guess to kind of like piggyback off of what you were saying. Like what are you guys like ambitions for this band? Like, do you have like internal? I feel like you have like internal ambitions with your project, but then you also have like external type like ambitions. I don't know. Like, where do you guys like see it, or do you even like look at that kind of like future thing? I don't know.
Yeah, we talk all the time about how we want to do weirder and weirder albums,
Yes.
Yeah.
Like-
and we don't want to be like restrained at all. We're just like we want to really do like a pop album. Like a fucking really trippy pop album, and then we want to do like a fucking more psychedelic rock techno album. We just are like, that's our only
it's
ambition
really
is to try.
whatever.
And, yeah, we're just like, what do we want to try
Not
and do?
feel
Like,
restricted
That's
by
fine.
our
Yeah.
own
Yeah.
like sense of musical identity or whatever.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And like, yeah, and we like to take our time putting it out there. So it's
Yeah.
like, we'll future think, but then we'll be like,
3 years later.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like,
Here we
we're like,
are,
okay,
yeah.
we want to
Yeah.
do one more album that's like current album, but maybe
Yeah.
a little trippier, and then do a totally techno album, a totally pop album.
Yeah.
But we also will be like,
And then make a book.
yeah.
Yeah, for 2 years I've been like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna write a book, and it's
Oh my
like,
god. But yeah, so it's definitely funny. But yeah, we think into the future. And we also take we take a lot of breaks. Like we're like, maybe after this tour we won't play for 6 months and
Yeah.
just see how that goes. But
take care of ourselves.
it's really hard
Yeah.
though, because
Yeah.
we do get asked to play a lot of like local shows.
That are really
Yeah.
fun and great, and it's super cool. And then we're like, yeah, but it's like, man, this is super
Yeah.
tired. You know?
Yeah.
It's
So,
hard.
like,
You want to do it,
like
but
the
then you're
rave
like,
tonight. You're just like, oh, that's cool. But
yeah, and then you're like, I gotta
totally.
go to bed. Yeah, totally.
Like, I'm a
Physically
human.
busted.
yeah, I'm a human.
Yeah.
I'm a mid-30s human.
Shit.
But we don't have like many like, I mean, it'd be cool to get to like, I don't know, for me personally, like I love touring, just like, and seeing people I know or whatever, or like I'm like this is like a week-long tour or whatever, but
Yeah.
I like don't want to do month-long tours, but I would, or like in terms of ambition and aspirations, like I really do want to see some other places, like, you know, like go
Yeah,
to
it'd be fun to
Japan or
play.
Europe, Australia or something.
East Coast,
but,
even. That would be
Yeah,
great.
Yeah.
but it's we're
Starting
all,
We'll
humble.
try.
Starting humble. You're like
We'll
East
try.
Coast. You're all Japan and Europe. Yeah.
but you know, East Coast. But it's funny. Logistically, this band is hard
It's hard.
to like take all the shit we have and
Yeah, it's like
transport
hella
it.
specific.
Yeah.
But we do
See
have. I
that.
feel like we have the aspirations, but we don't push
Those are just gonna
ourselves.
happen whenever it happens. If it
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah. Somebody hits us up with a van full of gear on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Books all the shows, then we'll probably
That's one thing.
we'll
Yeah.
Oh,
show
man.
up.
So, hey, East Coast, make it happen.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna hold you for that long, but let's see.
Well, I appreciate your questions. They're so nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, you like
Yeah.
it's what's gotta happen. I guess like something I was actually also thinking about, like you guys are, I feel like, part of such a specific like supportive like scene. Like you play places like this, you play like on Iron Lung and stuff, but like do you feel like you draw like energy or like inspiration from that, or is it from like other like music or like just even like life things? Like what's like the energy that you're like, yeah, I want to do fucking Cyberplasm right now, like I want to be creative in like this way?
For me, it's like I really care. Like I'm like, I can be really misanthropic sometimes a little bit in my head, but I really care about people, and I really want to like connect with people about hard shit, or like, and then also happy shit, and like I want to, like it's a huge motivating factor for me. It's like I want to like reach out and have like connections with people, and learn about where people are coming from and what they're dealing with, and like, you know, a sense of community. And also just like part of that for me too is like super important to like be checking myself and working on myself and like really trying to listen to people. So it feels good that when we go on tour, I feel like we get to kind of not only see our friends but meet people and talk like you. It's like really cool
definitely.
to learn about what your life is like. And it's a huge thing.
Yeah, totally. Okay. I don't know. You guys got thoughts on this?
I don't know.
The easiest answer.
It's always funny because it's like, it's like a getting to meet people, or like, it's a funny it's funny. I'm not aspiring to play with certain bands or anything. It's just like, it's usually like meeting people that you haven't met before or whatever.
But like,
I don't know.
is that what gives you like? I guess like what gives you energy? You know, like to like do Cyberplasm. Is it like? Do you feel like people around you kind of push you to be like creative, or is it like more just something internal, or like that you're around other than that? You know?
Yeah. Totally.
It's a lot of
That's
things,
a big, yeah, I
think.
mean,
Yeah. Red Bull's a big one.
Yeah. I mean, I really like the, like making music that I feel like I want to see or something.
Yeah.
I guess where you're like, oh man, it sounds so fucked up. The guitar is really loud and so fucked up, or like, I don't know. Yeah, sometimes I like just hearing. Sometimes it's as simple as liking hearing certain sounds, like with techno too. You're like, this bass sound
it just sounds that good.
Is
like,
perfect, and I can't believe like we figured out that bass sound, and we get to hear it. Or like same with like the pedals on like the guitar. I'm like, oh, I feel so good that it just like makes that exact sound.
It like came together to
The
just be
noise
like,
or the tones are fulfilling for us.
And it's
I
weird.
feel
Really
that.
emotional in the body.
Yeah.
Like that's definitely in the pie graph of like shit that is why I make music like this. But in my off time, I don't actually listen to like really harsh music at home ever. You know, like
I make Tanner listen to like new age music. Like,
yeah.
Tanner loves new age music.
Seriously.
I could hear that though.
Yeah,
Like,
for
I could
sure.
hear that, like definitely.
All kinds of music.
Yeah.
Enya gives me lots of
Oh,
energy.
Enya,
like, I mean,
Sade.
I feel pretty driven to like. I just enjoy making different types of music all the time too. So
Yeah.
It's in a lot of different types of bands.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah. So it's
It's all
nice.
kinds of music.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll just conclude it with something conclusional. I'm gonna give you guys a mental break. This is a really straightforward question. I'm just curious about your origin.
Well, I was,
shit.
me and
I
Tanner
came along later.
are partners. And I feel like we were in the top bunk of Tanner's loft. And I was like, we were laying there.
Off
and I,
bed, not like
on the bed. No, we were on the bed. So I'm like, yeah. And then I looked at Tanner and I felt like we had this conversation where I was like, I just really want to do a techno beat, like with, it'd be like, you know, like Boston riffs, but like noise funk, but with like a techno beat. And Tanner at first was like, I don't know if we can like accomplish that. And I was like, no, we can. And then it was like a couple months, and I was like, are we gonna do it? Let's do it. And then Tanner was like, okay. And then Tanner started writing riffs, and then we're like, cool. And then we were gonna do it at first with just an EMX, just us and an EMX.
Yeah, like. All right, push play on the drum machine and just fucking like hope you don't
Jump
fuck up.
over, like
Yeah, no, literally like play. And we were doing it. And then J-Ray lived across the street from Tanner, and we were friends with J-Ray.
that's wild.
We knew J-Ray was a freaking noise weirdo, so great. And we were like, what punk do we know who would fucking, one, want to do this thing at all, and two,
Be
would
good.
want to, would be able to
Be
do it, because it's going to take a lot of work and dedication. And so I think I walked across the street, and I like actually like went into your house and was like, do you,
Yeah, I feel like
I was like, you were like
That's
home.
wild as fuck.
And I was like,
That's hella
do you,
crazy.
I was waiting. I think I texted you like, hey, do you have time to meet up?
and of course I probably didn't respond.
Oh yeah. I didn't care though, and I was like, finally, I was like, it's all good. It'll happen when it happens.
Because
and
of
then
texting, not silence.
Right, yeah.
I'm bad at texting.
And then I came over and I was like, what's up? We have this idea for a band. Do you? This is like so weird to think about. And you were like, okay. And you're like, yeah. And I was like, I want you to do like noise. Or, like, and you're like, okay. And then like since then it's just like, Jerry is just like Bo Tanner is just like everybody adds this like certain thing.
Yeah,
It's so
definitely.
important emotionally to like what we do together, and it's like super fucking cool. So grateful we asked you.
Yeah.
Because the EMX would
I'm
have really
grateful too.
sucked.
Shit.
Like-
Yeah, fuck EMX.
And then one thing about the origin story is that we couldn't figure out how to get the drums loud enough live.
Oh.
And we blow multiple speakers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Two songs
To this
deep.
very day.
Yeah, the our subwoofer blew up
Oh,
At
for
some
real?
point
Like,
tonight. Yeah.
we always struggle with speakers, but at this point, we can hear them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's good.
It's
I mean,
yeah.
I can hear that shit
It's-
like loud. When I heard you guys like in like 17,
18.
18? Yeah, that shit was hella. I don't know. It sounded amazing. So I feel like you guys got it set up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been working hard.
Yeah, because we weren't like, I mean, I knew guitar stuff or
Yeah.
whatever. I knew
Yeah.
how to not break guitar stuff, and had to like somehow transfer that knowledge to like PAs
Yeah.
Yeah.
and shit. And then just between like, I feel like Jerry and us, we have really similar like personalities or whatever, and like we just are like.
You're just like
Dig really deep on all these ideas of how to like make it work. Like, okay, if we have a
Yeah.
limiter, maybe we won't break a speaker. Or maybe the limiter actually still work with speakers somehow anyway. And if we like sidechain everything, or maybe we did like
All
a
these like technical attempts to like
Yeah.
get the frequencies to burst the
No,
speakers.
which
But
is
yeah,
like,
and
here we
we're
are.
Closer than ever.
We're still working. We're working
too.
hard on it.
No,
Yeah.
but you're
Yeah.
past the origin. That's for
Breaking
sure.
everything.
Yeah.
yeah, we're
So,
hoping to
It's a lot of
upgrade the speakers.
I mean, you guys, like, your guys' gear sounded broken, but, like, in the cool way. You know what
Nice.
I mean?
Thank
Like, it was
you.
loud,
That's-
full,
yeah.
and broken. You know?
That's
yeah, we
why
love
I
it.
love
We
it.
love it. Yes, thank
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It needs to sound fucked. Like,
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
it like
It's
it's
done.
good if you can hear the riff enough to be like understand it, but aside from that, yeah,
Yeah.
noise
For
pure.
sure.
Legibility
Noise,
is
pure noise.
unimportant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's one thing I want
Sonically.
to say. Is I feel like a lot of our bands, even though we don't really think about it, I don't. Part of it is like being like non-binary. It's kind of like I like my music also to be kind of like weird and non-binary.
Yeah.
But I'm not
I
like
feel you.
my life. Like I think about my it's not really like that. It's just
No,
more
no,
like
no.
metaphysical and less of my
Yeah.
life experience, you know. And
Yeah.
that's also where the perfect body stuff comes from. Not just with gender, but with all kinds of oppression on the body, racism, all the different things. It's like growing up is like you're just not good enough. It's like fuck that. It's perfect any way you want it to be. You know.
Yeah.
So,
That's important shit.
yeah.
Very important shit.
Thank you for interviewing us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
honestly, thank
for
you
real.
guys so much for being down. This shit was hella sick. Do you guys have other creative projects you want to shout out real quick? Unless
Ones that we
you're
like?
No, yeah, that could be the thing. Or like shit you're working on. I don't know what you guys do on the side. Or if you're just like Cyberplasm.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just do Cyberplasm.
Right on.
Or I want to do a New Age band.
Yeah, we have
Yeah, it can happen.
aspirations for,
Yeah.
When we have
for
time.
different stuff together.
I have some ongoing vague thing called Smile LLC, but
Smile LLC.
it's just noise.
Smile LLC. Y'all
I've
heard?
never recorded anything. so-
Yeah, copyright the name though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Steal that
it's
name.
recorded. Like,
I like
it's
that
like
name.
Yeah.
you know, it's on the books.
Yeah,
All right.
but yeah, I'm in a pop, like more synth pop band called Aqua Aura, and I'm working on like a new, like Italo disco band with my friend Jake and Joyce.
Yeah, baby.
And that's really exciting. And I don't know, want to do a solo hard techno set one day.
It's always
but,
like that too.
You know,
One day,
we'll
yeah.
see. We'll see
We can hope.
what else I do. But that's
So limited as a human. So many hours in the day. So little
Yeah.
body.
Well, it's been real. Thank
Yeah, I
y'all.
really
Thank y'all
appreciate
for